Well, I'll be honest with you. I actually hated fashion growing up. I really hated fashion. I did not like fashion for anything. So because I used to, I see the magazines and the fashion models and the way they're walking on stage and they look, like they don't smile, they just look serious. I'm like, why are they so tortured? I thought it's torture. So, and then at the time, I wasn't familiar with how social media works. When you are doing negative research on something, social media algorithm keeps feeding you the negativity part of things. Yeah. So, and I kept getting like news feed about how fast fashion are contributing to like pollution and all that one, which is true, but that is not the whole thing. Like, not the whole business model is not about pollution and all that one. So I then use that to judge that, okay, this makes sense. This is why I hate fashion, because fashion is contributing to climate change and this and that. But then, as I said, when I saw what the artifact team were doing and saw their work on Discord, I was like, this is amazing. But at the time, I entered the whole business as just to sell digital sneakers, NFTs. But getting to know that, okay, it's not just NFTs, it's actually an industry which is called digital fashion.
Hello everyone, my name is Babatunde Fatai. Welcome to another episode of XRAtlas podcast. On this episode, I'll be speaking with Sanusi Abubakar, one of the founders of Jopiter Studios, a fashion and tech studio. I think fashion is actually one of the most important things for us in Africa, for us to be able to express our culture and for us to be able to demonstrate our deep sense of belonging to the world. Jopiter Studio is serving as one of the pioneers that are digitizing fashion and taking fashion from just a physical way of expression to a virtual way of expression where people can express their cultures through avatars and where fashion designers and other creatives can express themselves fully in a virtual way without having to go to physical stores. I hope you enjoy this particular episode with Mr. Sanusi. Thank you. Welcome to the show, Sanusi.
Nice to meet you. Thanks for having me.
How are you doing?
Fine, thank you.
You created Jupiter Studio?
Yes, I'm the founder and CEO of Jopiter Inc. That's the parent company.
Then Jupiter.
Jopiter Studios is the.
Yeah.
Okay, so Jopiter Inc. is a fashion tech startup. So we're trying to revolutionize and digitize the fashion industry. Then we have the creative division, which is Jopiter Studios. So Jopiter Inc. Goes as far back as 2019. I'm a graduate of computer science. I'm a computer science student, born in Saudi Arabia, grew up in Saudi Arabia. So I wasn't in Nigeria till 2021. So while I was over there, being a graduate of computer science, of course, my ambition was being, let's say, working for a tech company, something like that. Yeah. Then along the line, I do a little bit of gaming. So I came across on Discord, on the Discord platform. So it is of course, everyone knows Discord, a platform for gamers, creators, designers. And I met a team called Artifacts. So, and Artifacts, today, Artifact is a subsidiary of Nike, the sneaker giant here. So they got acquired by Nike in 2021-22. So they taught me how to do digital clothing like sneakers and clothes, and yeah. So that is me now getting into the fashion industry from the tech side of things. So today we just separate them. We just have, okay, so Jupiter Inc., our mission is trying to build a software product that will be fashion focused. So it will be I would say, like, it's going to be like a social media platform, but it's going to be everything and anything fashion. While Jupiter Studios is where the whole magic happens, the creating the digital wares and all that.
So what's the progress with the app in terms of Jupiter?
So as for the app, we have not done anything yet. We have, although we're at the MVP level. So last year, 2022, 2023, I was more focused in, as a startup, capital fund is very important. So chasing after VCs, angel investors here and there, but it was a slow process. And I thought, by the way, we are a team of, with the founders of Jupiter, we're a team of 3. I am the sole founder, and then I have a partner who is the CFO and co-founder, of course. So she has been in the fashion industry here in Nigeria for about 7 years. She has a fashion brand. She had a successful fashion brand at the time, but it doesn't exist anymore. But and then our third co-founder, she's marketing and other kind of stuff. So 2022, 2023, we're just trying to get capital funding. But then it just struck me that while we are busy chasing for capital funding that is not heading to where we are expecting because it's difficult, why don't we just focus on the creative division, which is Jopiter Studios? And because Jopiter Studios, we already have digital ways to exhibit, to showcase. We are on about 8 social media platforms. We are the largest digital fashion brand in Africa, to be honest with you. There are a lot of digital fashion creators, by the way, and some of them, especially here in Nigeria, there are a couple of them, very good ones, good creators. They create masterpieces. But we are the largest in terms of team, in terms of collaboration and all that. So we decided to just focus on the creative division for now. And that is how we make profits, income.
Okay, so Jopiter Inc. or Studio was not incorporated in Nigeria.
Oh no, it is now. It is incorporated in Nigeria now. We had to do it last year. We just incorporated it last year. So normally it was just running as it was more active on social media. But then I was advised that if I'm going to, of course, if I'm going to ask for capital funding, it has to be a registered company. So it was registered here in Nigeria.
I see.
Yeah.
So for the studios, you said you are focused on fashion,
digital ways. So what we do is we have two ways of monetizing our products. One is we create our own digital ways. We don't do physical, only digital. So our collaborators, our biggest collaborators, they're called DressX. DressX is the world's largest digital fashion brand. They call them the Louis Vuitton of digital fashion. So our collaboration with them is a 3-year collaboration. They have their own platform, a successful platform. It's available on iOS, Android. So it's called DressX. So when you download the mobile app, you can test digital wares virtually. That is virtual reality. So
virtually or augmented?
Augmented reality. Yeah. So it's more like it has the Snapchat feature because their app is collaborated with Snapchat. So you just scan your body and then this outfit will just pop up and you can make some movement and it will just flow with there. Yeah. So our collaboration with them is we create digital wares, we upload it on their platform, they will help us sell it. That is one. Another means of monetizing our products, or this is not actually monetizing, this is rendering services, is we collaborate with traditional fashion brands. So what they do is they give us, every fashion brand, a tailor, a designer have their own sketch. So you give us your sketch, we will convert it to 3D animation. We will create an avatar, a digital model to wear the outfit, we make some movement, so you can see how it looks like before creating the physical one. So this is the idea behind the whole thing. I believe to create a physical garment, it should be the masterpiece. Okay. Of course, traditional fashion, you take down what they call a garment, you cut them down to pieces, make measurements, sew them. But I believe that one is just costing money and time and resources, because how sure are you that your outfits might sell? How sure are you that you have 12 garments? Okay, good. They're all beautiful, but how sure are you that they're going to sell all the 12? Instead of doing that, why not monetize the digital version of it and then let the physical one be the masterpiece? That's the angle that I come from. So by digitizing your outfits, you can showcase them on social media, you can, exhibit them, you can do all that kind of stuff with them. And then people can say, wow, I really love this outfit. Do you have the physical one? Then you can say, okay, of course, we have the materials, we can get it done. So that's what we do.
Okay, so I get the part of you creating the clothing and showcasing it on social media so that people would at least be able to see it outside of the 2D sort of image.
Exactly.
I understand that. But the part of creating it, making it digital in order to probably save time and money, maybe Depends. Maybe if your 3D modeler is not as expensive as, but I don't expect it to cost
Yeah,
that.
it's not. It's not actually because look. So let me give an example. To host a fashion runway event, say Lagos Fashion Week is the best example. How much do you think they spend in hosting that event? Like just estimate. Like if you're to estimate, just to guess.
Yeah. I understand the
Yeah.
points. I truly understand the
Okay.
points in terms of, let's say, for example, Lagos Fashion Week, they spend 100 million
Exactly.
organizing it.
Now
A virtual runway.
we will create a digital runway using digital models, featuring them with the digital outfits. There'll be there'll be the music on the background. Everything will just be like it will be digital. Like you can watch it from anywhere. First of all, Lagos Fashion Week is in one location, is in Lagos. The event ends at a certain period of time, then it get posted on social media, on the news, something like that. But on social media, whereby you post it, you can share the link anywhere. People have access to it literally, I'll say all over the world, as long as it's on social media. And then the cost one will spend to create that digital virtual runway event is just like 500,000.
Right. So no one is saying the cost is not. Okay. So I think in terms of cost benefits analysis, it is great. I don't see. I'm a proponent for virtual always, right?
Okay.
100%.
Okay.
And yes, I see a place where it comes in, like virtual shows and things like that. But it would never truly replace physical shows.
Okay.
Not okay. Do you agree or do you not?
Oh no, I agree.
It cannot truly replace physical shows because there's nothing. Well, there are things that can replace being there.
Okay.
Like maybe if you're having a meeting in virtual reality and things like that, all well and good. But there's something that even if you replicate a clothing digitally, there's still, maybe it's about the extent to which the technology has grown, there's still certain things to how it feels, how the clothes looks when there is wind, when you are walking under a sun. I do know that one can create as approximate a rendering as possible, but it can never replace the actual thing, although it can serve as a catalyst for a person that wants the clothes to be able to see what they want and actually purchase it, which is the goal for you. Is that the goal?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Okay. So everything you said is accurate 100%. So for example, like in Africa now, physical is very important to have the physical garments. But this was the same mindset I had at the time. But as I said, let me give an example. This Dress X I just talked about, they are the biggest digital fashion brand in the world. They make enough money. I mean, they're in collaboration with literally over 50 big mega fashion brands worldwide.
Dress X.
Dress X, yes. But do you believe that they don't have a single physical garment? Not a single one. So now in Europe, in Japan, in China, people are like, we don't need more clothing. We already have enough of it. We just want to have a digital cloth that we can just wear virtually in the virtual space. You put on your VR headsets, you are in the virtual reality. Can I go get some clothing can I go and just get an outfit that I don't have physically, but digitally? Then you can put it on. People will see it, of course. You can save it as an image or as a video. And then, so that's just about it.
Okay, so personification or embodiment of one's virtual character or avatar. That's not an Europe thing. That's everyone's thing. Everyone has avatars. And to a large extent, maybe a couple of people out of those that even create avatars would want to buy more stuffs for the avatars. That's good. I think we are talking about various use cases here in terms of being able to convert a physical garment to a virtual garment. There's a part where I know for sure where it is very essential, which is for people that are looking to get an attire, right? Yes. So compared to a 2D image, I think a 3D avatar that you can either look on your screen and rotate around works well.
Yes.
That's one. Second thing about people are actually after making their avatars look great. Yes, that's actually also a good use case, but I don't see it as, unless if your clothing is adopted by avatar agencies, like let's say WhatsApp has their avatar and they are deciding that, oh, your clothes are things that we want. I'm talking about from the Jupiter perspective, right? So how does this X clothing, right? Or what did you
Dress
call it?
X.
Dress X. What is their goal? Is it that I'm assuming that their current goal is your future goal, or the things they are currently doing is what Jupiter hopes to be doing in the future?
Oh, no.
Okay, so what is their current goal? That's for X clothing.
Dress X, yeah.
Dress X.
Okay.
So what is their current goal, and
Okay.
what do you see working for them, and what is your current goal, and what do you see working for you?
us. Okay. So their own current goal right now is just to be able to dress luxuriously in the virtual world. That's their own current goal.
Your own?
No, theirs. The future they're heading towards, honestly, I can't really say, because I had this conversation with them at the beginning before our collaboration. I was like, are you guys getting into physical garment? They were like, no, not at all, not anytime soon. I'm like, okay, so perhaps we might just seal the deal between us. They do their own thing, we do our own thing. Digital wares can, they are being sold as NFTs also. So that's the whole thing for us. NFTs here and there, try out digital wear just to be involved in that digital, that niche. But if you're talking about our, the future of our own, where we are heading, we're already creating digital wares. And the attire you talked about, that's why we're in collaboration with Nigerian local traditional fashion brands. We take one of your sketches, attires, whatever it is, we convert it to 3D animation. How does it look like? Market it, let their marketing team market it. People love it, people can then demand the physical one. So, and as I said, we're not getting into the physical garment at all. But the future we are heading is, for example, like COVID, during COVID, the COVID era, that one was a tough one. So imagine if something like COVID, because there will always be a pandemic. There will always be a global pandemic. Yes, there will always be a global pandemic. Another one will come tougher than COVID.
I hope not.
Well, I hope not. I hope not. But let's just imagine it comes, okay? And people are at home. So the fashion, how does Lagos Fashion Week exhibit virtually? How does any fashion brand, like, what did they do? So it come to the conclusion that, okay, perhaps we might just digitize our models and digitize our events and, push for it. Who can help us create it? Well, of course, in Nigeria, we have Jopiter Studios. So we are rendering our service again. So for us, it's more about the rendering services, whether it is converting it from digital to physical or physical to digital. So which is why we call it phygital and not just digital. So phygital is physical and digital fashion. So we do both.
I see. So your goal basically is to bridge the gap.
Yes, right? Merging the physical and the digital world.
So the local traditional brands you work with, what is their mode of output for this marketing after it is done? I'm going to speak about the tools for creation soon, but after it is created, I'm assuming after it is rendered, right? So what is their output? Is it videos? Is it pictures? Is it a website where people are able to access the assets in 3D?
No, it's going to be videos. That's 3D animation. So it could be in video. So you will see an avatar, a model working on the outfits, making some moves, but it could be day or night, anywhere. So someone will look at this, look at the animation and they'll be like, okay, I see this animation, I love it, it's amazing. So do you have the physical one of this very products? And then they will decide that, okay, yes, we have it, we can get it for you done in this color. Also, we create some of our rendering or some of our 3D animation. It changed colors, like the outfit will change colors from blue to black to green. So imagine you seeing that and you can say, I like this attire. Can I get the black version? Is there a black version? Is there a white one? Is there a black and white? And you can be like, of course, we have, various colors right here. So we can create any one you want. So, yeah.
Well, there is behind digitization, which is basically color changing, texture changing as fast as possible, even model changing as fast as possible. And that's nice. In terms of the Okay, so I was saying their output. So their output, when I say their output, I mean your output after finishing their work is actually a video rendering of the model on a runway.
Yes.
In sort of saying, okay. I would also say I think you could explore a web view also, right? So a web view basically being, if I have clothing and I have a big store, I probably have a website. And one interesting thing about websites is most people are looking at my clothes currently as a picture format, 2D, right? So I think a 3D format of the clothing could go a long way. One. Second thing also is the runway could be animated to just like keep playing and playing.
Yeah.
So if it were a video, all well and good. But
Yes.
if it were a 3D on the web, then the potential customer could also interact with that runway to look at it across board. I hope you explore that.
Yeah. So there's a company called Obsess AR based in New York. So they have their own virtual store. So basically one can go to the website and see things like virtually just see clothing stores, this and that. Yeah. So it's already out there. For us, that's what we do. We're already into that phase already, except we don't have, it's not in form of a website, it's just in form of a, like, as it's just 3D animation.
As assets.
So yes, as assets, yes.
Okay, so what tools do you use mainly?
Okay, so we have, Jopiter Studios has a team of 12. Some are in Nigeria, some are the diaspora. So the main tool is Clo 3D, because everyone is familiar with Clo 3D because it's for clothing and it's very easy to use. But we have some like top-notch creators who are like, Clo 3D is like, to them, it's like freshman tool. So what did they go for? They go for Cinema 4D, they go for Houdini. And then, of course, some use like Blender and mixture of Blender and Clo 3D, something like that. So we're talking about Clo 3D, Cinema 4D, Houdini, and Blender.
So 3D model of clothing done on Clo 3D.
Yes.
And probably animation. I don't know if there's physics
Yes,
involved.
there's animation, yes.
Yes. So animation also done on Clo 3D.
Yes.
The flannery rendering, I was always assuming the 3D modeling and the animation will be exported from Clo 3D and sent to Blender for final rendering.
Yes.
But if you are speaking about Cinema 4D, then is it that both the clothing
Everything.
and physics and rendering is done on there?
All done on one platform, yes. Because Cinema 4D is for gamers. The same gamers that create all this Call of Duty and this and that, the After Effects and everything, that is Cinema 4D. So top-notch creators, we definitely go for Cinema 4D. Houdini, of course, I haven't sat down with a creator and see how they work on Houdini, but for Cinema 4D, yeah. Because when we, Jupiter, the way we work, we don't have in-house employees. We work based on contracts. So we give our teams a task. As the creative director, I'm behind the concepts. So I give them the concept and they work on it. So sometimes I'll be like, let's work virtually. So share screen, I can see the way they're doing that. We're like, okay, change this color, do it this way, do it that way. So yeah.
I think it's one interesting thing about this is the fact that there are clients in Nigeria willing to pay for that. So how are you assessing these clients and how do you plan on assessing more?
Okay, so to be honest, our clients in Nigeria are only 3. We have 22 clients, by the way, 22. Only 3 are from Nigeria. All the rest are from outside. India, China, Japan, South Korea, Ukraine, and other countries like that. So now, Nigeria, as I said, Nigeria is in a state whereby they're not really embraced to digital fashion yet. So, and that's because they're more focused on traditional fashion. But we need to put the word out there. We need to show them that this is what the future is about. This is the future of fashion. This is sustainability. We talk about sustainability all the time. Well, this is sustainability firsthand. And of course, we could send proposals to different fashion brands, communicate it. I have sat with a lot of big fashion brands. There was this masterclass that my Atafo had. I met him twice now. I met him last year, I met him this year, and many others. So, and they're like, okay, yeah, we love that. We like the idea. It's embracing. We see a future whereby we'll be into it, but not at the moment. So how do we send the message out there? Is we're trying to create a platform. Now, I don't know if you're familiar with Digital Fashion Week. Are you familiar with it? Yeah, Digital Fashion Week. So Digital Fashion Week is owned by one person. She's UK based in the United States. She owns Digital Fashion Week. So we're talking about Digital Fashion Week, New York, LA, Paris, Milan. She owns the platform Digital Fashion Week. Now, there is no Digital Fashion Week Africa, like Digital Fashion Week Lagos or whatever it is. There is none in Africa. So Jopiter Studios and a team of 5, we have come together and we're creating the first Digital Fashion Week Africa.
Okay.
We are creating a platform whereby digital fashion will be a platform whereby you can exhibit your clothing, your masterpiece, whether it is with the use of artificial intelligence, that is text to image generator 3Ds, or whether it is 3D animation, whether it is virtual augmented reality in any shape or form. So we are launching that platform, and hopefully maybe this year.
Digital Fashion Week is not in Africa, but I seem to remember someone messaging me that they hope to also host it in Africa. I think I'll get back to that message too, because I don't remember.
They want to host it. They've not hosted it yet.
Yes.
Yeah, so we haven't yet. So, but we're getting there.
Right. Interesting. So, okay. So clients are not just in Nigeria; they are spread across the world.
Yes.
So these clients, is it like something of a continual need basis, or more like a contract?
No, it's more like a contract for now. The only one that can say that it is continuous is a company based in the United States, Atlanta, Georgia. They're called Divine Design Studios. So it's a creative hub. So they're into anything creativity, music. They render technology services, graphic design, fashion. So they are the only ones that we have a long binding contract whereby they don't do, like, they do sketches, but they don't. They'll sell the 3D animation, like the 3D rendering of their digital wares, and then they convert it to physical. This Atlanta, Georgia hub, or I would say creative brand, are actually bridging the gap between Africa and the United States. So they are mixing the culture. They are giving the culture of the United States to Africa and taking African culture to the United States, and they are doing a pretty good job. And we are there in terms of the fashions aspect of things. So we are the one in charge of. Yeah.
Okay. So if we leave Jopiter Studios for a bit and we talk about things in your background that motivated the creation of Jopiter Studio, what would that be?
Well, I'll be honest with you. I actually hated fashion growing up. I really hated fashion. I did not like fashion for anything. So because I see the magazines and the fashion models and the way they're walking on stage and they look, like they don't smile, they just look serious. I'm like, why are they so tortured? I thought it's torture. So, and then at the time, I wasn't familiar with how social media works. When you are doing negative research on something, social media algorithm keeps feeding you the negativity part of things. Yeah. So, and I kept getting like news feed about how fast fashion are contributing to, like pollution and all that one, which is true, but that is not the whole thing. Like, the whole business model is not about pollution and all that one. So I then use that to judge that, okay, this makes sense. This is why I hate fashion, because fashion is contributing to climate change and this and that. But then, as I said, when I saw what the Artifact team were doing and saw their work on Discord, I was like, this is amazing. But at the time, I entered the whole business as just to sell digital sneakers, NFTs. But getting to know that, okay, it's not just NFTs, it's actually an industry which is called digital fashion. So me coming from the tech side of things without any background in traditional fashion gave me the opportunity and the mindset to just, build a business from there.
I see. So no specific background in terms of fashion,
no.
But there is a passion around tech.
Yes.
That's also clung to sustainability.
Yes.
And that led to digital fashion.
Yes.
Would you consider yourself a pioneer in that regard, or there are other people also in the field?
I'll say I'm a pioneer in terms of in Africa. Within Africa, yes, I'm a pioneer. But there are others also, good ones. Like, they're good digital fashion creators. Like, in fact, I'm surprised to see that there are a lot of Nigerians who are good at it. A lot of them. Now, I said something at the beginning. I said Jupiter is the first digital fashion brand, not creator. A brand, as in a group of creators, an entity. We're talking of a creator. There are some that exist long before I even showed up. Long before, I don't know how far back they go. So there are a lot of them out there, but they didn't try to come up with a business like, okay, let me use my creativity to create a business. These are young entrepreneurs who are working in a company, and then perhaps digital fashion is more like a side gig, something like that. So it's not something that they live that base their life upon in terms of income. So, but me, I was like, okay, since my partner has 7 years experience in the fashion industry, she had a fashion brand. So for us to, put them say money together and build a business out of it was, easier for me to do.
I see. Do you have a physical office? Well,
Yeah, we do. Yes, we do. Africa works.
That's counterintuitive.
Yeah, we do.
Well, I don't know why you would.
No, it is because if we want to sit down with, say, for example, people want to come to our office, sit down with us, say, okay, like, open your screen, exhibit something, let's see something. I mean, in that case, it is necessary. So.
Okay, so you guys do have a physical office?
Well, we do. Yes, we do.
Interesting. Where is it located?
Idowu Martins, Africa Works.
I see.
So we don't do. There's no 24 hours. I mean, if it is virtual, I just sit down behind. Where I am at Osborne, there is this Mike Adenuga Center where it's close to my place. So I just walk there, sit down there, do my thing. I have an office space there also. That's why I work individually. When we're talking of teamwork, to bring the team together, if like last year, 2 of our team members, our collaborators, came from the diaspora. So we invited them to Africa Works. So Africa Works is where we do sit down together as a team, strategize. Say, for example, in Jopiter Inc., the platform we want to build, let's say we do find investors this year, for example, if they want to sit down with us and talk about, capital funding and this and that, of course, if they want to come to our location, it will be Africa Works.
Okay, so physical location, cool. You are not 100% virtual, I guess.
No, not virtual.
Okay, although I still want to scrutinize the Jopiter Inc. to a large extent, but it seems maybe the idea is not set in stone yet.
Yes, that's why.
Right. Very hard to see a social media that would be fashion oriented.
Mm-hmm.
Very hard. I'm trying to think about how that would work. Because if you were to say Snapchat now, for example, it's a social media.
Mm-hmm.
It's fashion oriented to a large extent. Mm-hmm. Those are two separate things. Mm-hmm. And the fashion orientation would not have worked if it were not a social media that would have worked without a fashion orientation. Yes. Okay. So I guess that gives you a lot to think about.
In terms of Jopiter Inc?
Yes.
Oh, no. What we're trying to build is way more bigger than Snapchat. It's way more bigger. Snapchat is a social media. It's a social media app, right? It's for anybody. Okay, so I don't want to give all the whole information out. But what we're trying to build, I would say, what we're trying to build is just bigger than Snapchat in a long year.
Okay. So have you so far your mode of bringing out your work has always been render in a Blender or any similar software and send out the video. Are you exploring other ways to showcase your work, like maybe through virtual reality, augmented reality, mixed reality? I already talked about the web. So what other ways are you either exploring to show your work or you've explored to show some of your work?
Okay, so we already have a project that we worked on. We use augmented reality. So one of our creators did a video. And we're like, okay, now we want to put on the VR headsets. Just put on the VR headset and, showcase like the Jupiter outfits. So he himself will then appear to be an avatar in that case. His room will be more like a metaverse. So we already did a project on that one. It was successful. So we know that, okay, for example, this event that we want to launch, Digital Fashion Week. So part of the event is virtual augmented reality, whereby you put on your VR headsets, you can exhibit your clothing, you can interact with people
So the Digital Fashion Week is going to be a physical event.
Yes, it's going to be a physical event. Yes. So, but this is the thing. Unlike traditional, unlike any fashion brand whereby you have to hire models and do this and do that, it'll just be a screen. It will be a huge screen. Everyone can. It will be like PowerPoint presentation. Everyone can showcase their digital wares digitally with or without avatars. You can put on your VR headsets and then just go live. You can exhibit your AI. What do you call it? Now there is no event that you can just go and submit your AI. What do you call it? Text generated. It's not. So basically, like the fashion event that are currently known or recognized are physical fashion only. So if I am a digital fashion creator, am I not part of the fashion industry? I am. Not physically, but in the tech side of things, I am. So yeah, so we're trying to create a platform that embraces everybody. And then we're not talking about, so this platform is going to be built on three things: diversity, equity, and equality. So when talking about diversity now, someone from India can exhibit on our events. Someone from China can exhibit on our events, showcase their own digital ways. That is diversity. So we're embracing cultures from multiple countries. It's not just Africa, it's not just European. So it's going to be general.
I see. You had a goal of, is it clothing 1 million people by 2020?
2035.
2035.
Yeah, 2035.
How would you achieve that?
So that is going to be something we're
Or
doing.
expand more on the goal, or say, I don't think I said
No.
it
Yeah,
appropriately.
you did. It's from this because it's something that we post on our social media. It's part of our details. Yeah. So that is the collaboration with DressX. We are, so say for example, before the end of this year, we'll create about, I will say about 100 digital wares. So our collaboration with DressX is because they already have the platform. They're in collaboration with Snapchat, so we can have people wearing our outfits in different parts of the country. In 2025, of course, we will have about what? Yeah, we have 1 million people wearing our outfits
Okay.
digitally.
So when that is achieved, you drop Jopiter Studios and say,
Oh no. I'm still keeping my eyes on the main agenda, which is to build a software product and launch it, because it's going to be one of our main source of income. Because if people are using our app, the way, I mean, given how big we want it to go, of course, and then with our platform, so we are going to be there like for as long as Jupiter exists.
I see. So people using your app, I think selling it to businesses, that
It's
would,
going to be business to business, business to customer, customer
Right.
to business, and
business to customers. I don't think we've talked long enough for me
Okay.
to fully scrutinize.
Okay.
But one key thing that I see now is business to business, actually.
Okay.
Because many business with physical stores, if you're able to get an augmented reality app that customers coming into the physical stores would be able to virtually try on attires, then you would really get it right. I know that I asked before already about the mediums you use to portray your work. I don't think I heard anything about virtual and augmented reality. You talked about a metaverse sort of showcase.
a project that we worked on.
Yes. For virtual and augmented, mainly virtual reality, VR headsets, have you done anything around that regard?
Apart from the project that we did, only one. We did one, as I mentioned, we did one with one of our collaborators. So he put on the VR headsets, and he tested the Jupiter outfit to see how it fits like in the metaverse. So that one was successful. So now, based on that, if we want to create more of that, we know who to go to. He'll be the one we contact. We want you to do this, we want you to do that. So we just opened. It's just like opening the door to a new apartment, so anyone can rent and come in and bring in furniture, something like that. So
Okay. So you are not just a fashion brand, it's also a technology brand.
Yes.
Or it is open to be.
Yes.
It is open to be. I guess technology tools are already being used within the pipeline for attire creation in 3D, modeling, physics, animation. I don't know about physics. Okay, that's quite interesting. And the 1 million dresses, is that a Jupiter goal or the partnership goal?
Oh no, Jupiter Go.
A Jupiter goal.
It's a Jupiter Go, yes.
Okay. So for this digital fashion week, can you expand? You already told me about the inclusivity in it, the goal behind it to a large extent. Can you place a sort of timeline that you are looking at?
Okay, so since we're a team of 4, I would say my team members or co-collaborators in this case, they are also founders, they're entrepreneurs, they have their own businesses. So we have like the main founder, and I am like, and I'm definitely like a director and executives within it's called Announced Digital Fashion Week. So right now we are working on proposals. So we're giving out proposals. So we need sponsors to launch such an event. So when it gets to a certain period, a certain range in terms of financial, when it gets to a certain range, we can say, okay, with this amount, we can actually launch an event. It might not be a mega one, but it will be big enough to at least launch.
So you are saying you are meeting sponsors without knowing the dates? No sponsor will give you money without them.
We have a date, but we can't say it out now. Okay. Yes, we can't. I personally won't. That would be something that the founder can, but not me. My own aim is just to make sure that we see enough partnership to say, okay, this is the time that we can launch. Because let's say, for example, we say we're going to launch on, say, November. But for one reason or another, we're going to have to launch on December. So the information out there is already November. So so we just want to get our, have a strong hold on when exactly we can launch. So we just put out the date there, and then that's it.
Okay, so I think the technologies that has been talked about now around your brand has been around 3D modeling and probably certain gaming tools, Unity game creation tools, probably for the VR and things like that. For other verticals of sort of technology, say NFT and blockchain technology, are there any thoughts around that?
Oh yes. So, for example, like if Jopiter creates, right now we're working on creating about 6 Jopiter sneakers, then we will launch them. When we launch these sneakers, it's going to be as NFTs. So we personally, we're not into the NFT business, so we are in collaboration with another company for that. They're called the Fabricants. So they are into NFTs. So if we have NFTs, we can put out there, and then other what they call it, digital fashion creators who have their own NFTs also, they can come to us. They can say, okay, Jopiter, we have our own NFTs. Can you help us sell it, or how can we sell it under you, something like that? So in this case, people can sell NFTs and make profit of it.
Okay, so there are always partners for each thing that you stated.
Yes.
Are the partners localized?
Oh yes, with that, yeah. Okay, the partners. Oh no. They're all foreign. Okay. Like for dresses, for example, is foreign. This fabricant is foreign also. So
interesting. So you are trying to build something in Africa, in terms of especially things that are not something that isn't so well known,
well recognized here,
used, right,
locally.
I would say, would it not still be better to also utilize local partners?
We are. That is the thing. We are. I personally, last year was quite a journey for me. Last year I met with, I don't know how, I won't say up to 50, but I'll say close to 50 fashion brand owners here in Nigeria. I met a lot of them last year, and I sat down with them and I was giving them proposals, and I was talking about this, not about the platform at the time, it's about collaboration. And as I said, they are afraid of getting into that space at the moment because they don't understand how the business works. They don't understand the business model. They don't understand the industry yet. So they're like, okay, we can revisit that one next year. But those that, like, for example, my colleagues who want to launch the platform, these are Nigerians who have long-term experience in digital fashion. So they didn't know about the business. So they're like, of course, we can collaborate together. We can do something. We can do this and that. And of course, now we're even using artificial intelligence just to create few things. We're using AI to create. We don't do illustration anymore, like sketching. We never did sketching in the first place. But now we're making it a part of our business model that, for example, say you have a fashion brand. Instead of you doing sketches, just give me the concepts. You give me the concept in writing, I will go and work on the AI text to image generator.
Yeah, you mentioned AI quite a lot when it comes to fashion, even at the Digital Fashion Week, Africa, that you also said showcasing AI-related fashion. But to the best of my knowledge from the AI tools I have seen, it is very hard to be specific about your style. You can be specific about, let me say, genre or time, like 1960. You can be specific about maybe cyberpunk, then to know like cyberpunk style. You can be specific about African attire, you see. But when it comes to specifics in terms of the exact idea one has probably already even sketched out, even passing that to an AI and having it generates, I don't know.
So AI will, let me use a tool that I'm familiar with. Say you use DALL-E 3, ChatGPT 4, and you give it a specific detail. That's the concept. AI will generate about 30 to 40 of it. Now, from that 30 or 40, one will be 90% close. 90% close. So with that one, or let me say out of the whole 40, let's say 5 will be like, 90% close. With that, those one can be used, can be selected and used as your collection. It could be part of your collection. It can be part of your, instead of sketches, that could be part of your collection. It's good to go.
Okay, so give it as precise a definition as possible. It will generate as many options for you as possible.
Yes.
You pick one or two of those options,
yes.
And from there you can even start your creation process for
exactly.
3D.
Yes.
Or add it to probably your concept library for future use.
Yes, exactly.
Interesting. So what are like future projects coming up for you guys? Are there any future projects people need to know apart from the Digital Fashion Week Africa?
Projects. For now, that is our main focus.
Right.
That is our main focus for now.
Okay. For those looking to either get in contact, I'm sure like people that have probably listened now would say, oh, I have a particular branch that will probably need fashion for this. How can they get in contact?
Okay, so it's the name of our creative division is Jopiter Studios. We are available on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Pinterest, TikTok. We have a YouTube channel. In talking about NFT platforms like OpenSeas, Discord, we are there. So it's called Jopiter Studios. That's Jopiter and then Studios with an S in the end.
When you say you're on OpenSea, does it mean there are already assets there?
Yes. NFTs. Yeah, they're already there. Yes.
Interesting. I hope I'll get one for free. So apart from that, any last thing? Okay, you already talked about your what do they call it? Your social media channels. You already spoke about that. One last place that I actually knew your studio from was when you competed in the
Lagos Fashion Week last year. So that's I hope you don't mind. I have a little bit of an issue with that event, to be honest with you. So I'm a sincere person. When I heard that there's going to be a digital fashion week
segments
of Lagos Fashion Week, I thought, okay, this is it. I told my team, there was a 1 million naira, something like that price. I told my team, we're not going for the 1 million naira price. But I believe that when you put a tag price on something, there will be no creativity in it because we will just be designing just to get 1 million. But I told my team, we're not going for the 1 million. We're going for awareness. We want to create something and put it out there for awareness. So in the future, we can always come again. So we thought, okay, there will be, as I said, like the way we want to do our own, for example, is going to be a huge screen on the stage whereby your digital garments can be exhibited. Because I'm aware of Digital Fashion Week in New York, Milan, Paris, Amsterdam, and that's the way they do it. There will be screens, multiple screens, and you can see, oh, this is Jupiter, this is this one, Steffi Funk here, wow, nice avatar, and something like that. But this one, the event, we had people at the event. We did not know where the segment took place, and then we did not hear when it launched. And so until year ending, and I saw your post on LinkedIn, and I was like, okay, they said Instagram, okay, and you're the one that posted it, by the way. You are the one that posted it, not the brand, not their marketing person. Their marketing person did not post it on anywhere. So we did not know who won. We did not know, and the person that won, Hadia, yes. She's a friend of mine. She's a wonderful person. Her designs they're all incredible. And she told me, like, I'm not going to go into the whole details, but she told me everything. And for me, I was like, well, Lagos Fashion Week tried to do it, but they failed. They tried, but they failed. They are good at what they do in terms of digital fashion. In terms of Fashion Week, they are the best. But when they're talking about digital fashion, For them to do it successfully, they need to be fully collaborative with a digital fashion brand, with the experts in that industry.
Okay, agreed. But how that particular competition came about, like you said, 1 million naira. The 1 million naira was not from Lagos Fashion Week. It was actually from us, MTN.
Yes, okay,
right?
okay, good.
So the other thing also was we were sponsoring Lagos Fashion Week.
Yeah, right? I know. Yeah,
so
yeah.
When we were sponsoring Lagos Fashion Week, you know how sponsorship goes. If you are giving them something, you can also impose on them certain things.
Okay.
Right. So one of those things was we had a Metaverse team, which I am part of. We suggested that, let us also have like a digital arm to this. So it was not
idea.
A Lagos Fashion Week full thing.
I thought it was their idea.
Also the one sponsored in 1 million naira. Right. So the thing is, even if we were sponsoring them, we already have our banners across Lagos Fashion Week. We could not really influence in terms of large screens. I don't even think if we influenced, the best we could have done would not have been on the main stage, to be honest. It would have been probably on our stand. And we did that on our stand. But what we did was not a runway, because how could we like get everybody's assets and have them start walking around? That's too much work for short time. Like, look at when you submitted to when it was announced. I think 1 week. So what we did actually was we took all those fashion wares that were submitted to the Metaverse. So we had our Metaverse space prepared. We arranged those fashion wares. They were available at the venue for people to come view. People that also wanted to see it in VR, they could view. We also deployed it on the web. So that people were also able to change colors for at least some of the assets, because some people sent preposterous assets that even we could not start It's too heavy.
Our own was changing. I don't know if you saw our own Jopiter Studios. Our own changed colors from black to green to
maybe you are speaking strictly to the videos you sent.
Yes.
But we could not work just with the videos by putting together videos and sending it out. That did not work for us. So we actually took the actual. That was why I had to message each creator to send in their 3D assets, because we wanted to physically take those, to take it to our blender, then like do certain things, then take it to the Metaverse.
So I want to suggest something, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Okay. So this what do you call it? This thing I'm talking about, taking someone's asset and then be able to like manipulate or edit it, actually works much better on Clo 3D.
Well, agreed. Although I don't think we have a Clo 3D expert internally, because
that is our collab.
Core into like fashion. We are not going into that,
because our collaboration with Dress X is whenever, first of all, there's a requirement on how to design our outfits on Clo 3D, and we send it to them. So if they want to change the color, they want to do anything, it will be easy for them to access.
Yeah. So the changing of the color itself had to be done on the web, because it was about people coming, they see your attire, then they decide, how would this attire look in yellow?
Yes.
They click on it, it turns to yellow.
Yellow, black.
Yeah. So that was the story around it. And selecting was actually not easy, because we did some part of the selection, Lagos Fashion Week. So how that came to be, she won. But I guess there could have been more in terms of actually bringing it to the main stage, because after all the walking around of actual models, I don't see why we could not, or they could not, or we together could not have dedicated maybe 10 minutes to that particular one. I think they actually showed it. They showed it, but not in form of a runway. They showed it.
So how?
They showed it. Because they showed it on the main screen.
Our team were there. They did not see anything.
No, they showed it on. I'm just remembering now. Maybe not for long, because they said before they announced, that's when they showed it. They were like 10 people registered for it, and they went through the video slide. I'm 100% sure. I remember now. But it was not main focus, because they were not digital focus.
Okay.
But for the Digital Fashion Week, I'm hoping to see how that turns out.
Oh yeah, and I hope we can collaborate with MTN on that, because MTN has the VR headset and everything, so it will be a successful
VR headsets, yes. I don't know about money, but VR headsets.
You guys are billionaires. You guys have all the money in the world, so.
No, VR headsets, all well and good.
Okay.
I actually look forward to it. Not just MTN alone, like even in my personal capacity as founder of African XR community. I'm sure even my creators would be interested in creating.
Well, definitely. Then we have to send you a proposal. We have to send you a proposal.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Thank you very much for coming on.
It was nice
for
having
teaching people I'm sure it has inspired many creators that either have the skills and have don't know how to convert it into like something tangible that's inspired them. I'm sure like many marketers or people that have products are also looking into, how can we also make such a thing happen. It is important that our moves or the things we do around life, although it might be at the end of the day towards survival but we should also understand the inspiring aspects to things that inspire people to understand that they can be more, they can do more. And that's one thing that I think your studio is doing. I wish you guys a lot of success.
Thank you very much.
I hope you build an app bigger than Snapchat.
Absolutely. That is my main goal. We have to achieve it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.